During 2013, I was working in warehouses and like living with my grandparents. You know, I would see my grandfather around, but I would be at work pretty much all the time. And literally, it was 2014, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. My grandfather actually grew up in New York, so it's crazy like that I'm doing so well here. I always feel like he's with me because he's like, I'm here now doing my own thing, drawing like he used to be drawing. So it's always like, you know, something to connect us. Hello, my name is Khari Turner. We're in my studio in Brooklyn, New York. One of the most important parts of the work is connection through bodies and connection through water and people meeting in the transatlantic slave trade in the middle of the ocean. Like, what is that feeling like? I'll start off with like a flooding of salt water, and then as I'm putting on the ink, I'll drip in fresh water and it'll break through and create like its own little paths in the water one way or another. Because of the water that's in the work, that means I then had to create a journey of, okay, well, what water? Where is the water coming from? What is the importance of that water? From there, I was like, okay, well, you know, water from the lower Manhattan docks. Where did they bring in slave ships to Manhattan? How do I get that water? We'll go out, bring it to the studio in like all types of jars or bottles or whatever I can find. Shipped water from the Pacific Ocean off of Venice, also in San Francisco, Great Lakes, Lake Michigan, hometown. And then somebody finally sent me water from Senegal in Africa. And so that journey finally made its way all the way here. Bringing all of that home in just one piece. And so like all of that's happening in each one of these paintings. And it's crazy because, you know, again, at the end of the day, everybody's connected through water. The Futures program, Jeff came through an email and also a DM and was like, hey, I saw your work, really like it. And I knew about the Game Awards and I knew about kind of like what they were doing, but I didn't know anything about the Futures class. Seeing like the diversity they had and all of the people that were like a part of their Futures class, I was like, oh yeah, I would love to do this. The whole Futures idea, I'm an emerging artist. A lot of these people are also emerging as well as in their own fields. I wanted to focus in on the inclusion of multiple people and inspiration. What does it mean to be an inspiring person of the future? When you always talk to older people, they're always like, oh, you're gonna keep learning until you die. And you're like, really? And so I always think about that. It's like thinking about, you know, you never stop growing, or essentially you never want to stop growing. And so you're gonna get caught in this moment where it's still of them like starting to explode and bloom, and then holding that moment and then like keeping it. I'm Khari Turner, and this is my tribute to the Game Awards Future Class.